Welcome to the Simply Vegan podcast, brought to you by the team at Vegan Food and Living, the UK's best-selling vegan magazine. I'm Holly Johnson, and each Tuesday I get together with my colleague Molly Pickering to share what we've been eating, what's got us thinking, and the new products that are worth trying. And don't miss our Thursday podcast, where we chat to some of the leading names in veganism. Hey everyone, Molly and I are back. How are you doing, Molly?
Not too bad, thank you. Happy to see your face as always. Yay! How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, I think the sun's shining right now. So hopefully that whole storm business is kind of coming to an end.
Oh my gosh, horrendous. I don't know how my windows survived the weekend. They've not been done since perhaps the 80s, and they're like sash windows and single glazed, and we thought we were going to have to put cardboard up over the weekend, but thankfully no drama. So
I bet they were rattling like crazy.
Yeah, horrendous.
So I thought we could start off today's show by talking about what we've been eating in the last week, because we love talking about food.
Just always food.
Yeah. So have you cooked up anything nice?
Oh my gosh, do you know what? I made something sort of in your honor the other day. So whenever we sort of mention a bolognese, or whenever anyone asks sort of like how like meat replacements and whatever, you always say lentils and walnut bolognese.
Yeah.
So, and I've never tried that before. I don't know, never made it. So
I was a weirdo.
I was yeah, I don't know. I just didn't sort of think of putting the two together, but oh my God, I was so wrong. It was so good. I do have this thing with when I cook like brown lentils and stuff, that sometimes I don't cook them for long enough, or I think I forget to soak them, and then I get impatient, and
yeah, they can take ages, can't they?
Oh my gosh. I made a chana dal the other day, and I didn't realize you had to soak the lentils, and I was cooking until about 9:30.
Oh no. You just keep putting the spoon in, still crunchy.
Oh my gosh. I was just like, me and my partner, we were just, by the end of it, we were having arguments, because we were just like, well, we should have just bloody soaked them. Yeah. Anyway, we had the chana dal, and it was lovely. But this bolognese, oh my gosh, it was so good. It had a nice texture to it.
Yeah, it just gives you that tiny bit of crunch, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't blend it. I just sort of chopped everything up really fine. But yeah, amazing, and not as heavy. Obviously, with some nice gluten-free spaghetti.
Lovely. Still on the gluten-free?
Still on the gluten-free. Yeah, it's actually going really good, to be honest.
Earlier, I cooked a soup that my mum made. It's actually a BBC recipe, and it's not vegan, but I just switched the milk for like oat milk or soy milk.
Yeah.
It's potato, celery, and garlic soup. And it's so yummy. It's so creamy. And it's only like 100 millilitres of vegan milk. I think it's like the potatoes that make it go really creamy.
Yeah, probably the starch.
Yeah, so that's really yummy. And at the weekend, I made some spinach crepes for breakfast, which is a Rebel Recipes. Rebel Recipes is my favorite cookbook. It's from there. And I think she serves it with like caponata, but I found that a bit too tangy for breakfast. So
what's a caponata?
A caponata is kind of like, it's sort of like ratatouille, but with like green olives and I want to say capers, but I'm not sure if it's capers.
What's that thing called? Olive tapenade? Is that the thing?
No, it's not. It's not olive tapenade. It's
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's more chunky. Like tapenade's kind of blended, isn't it? But anyway, I did it with sun-dried tomato pesto, which is the free from stuff from Tesco's, which is brilliant. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can make your own with some lemon and coriander hummus, and then I did cannellini beans with.
Oh my gosh.
A bit of garlic powder and what's it called? Tomato puree.
Oh.
And it sounds really random, but it was just so yummy.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. How did you do the crepes? Did you sort of blend the spinach?
Yeah, so you you finely chop the spinach or whiz it up in a blender. You put it with buckwheat flour and I think some oil. water, I think. And then you just literally blend it up, leave it for a few minutes to sort of form a batter. Batter,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Batter.
So yummy, and obviously very healthy too. So that's good.
Ooh, that could be good for Pancake Day next week.
Yes, yeah. I forgot about that. Is it
I know,
this
so
week
did I.
Next week,
next Tuesday, 1st of March, I believe.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I did some good gluten-free ones when I was off the other day, and sort of did a little like blueberry compote thing with some fresh vegan whipped cream. It was good.
Oh my God.
Very indulgent, but
that sounds
pancakes
amazing. Yum.
Yeah, good.
Well, we were going to talk about ethics today, weren't we? Because last week, A Cow's Life, The True Cost of Milk aired on BBC, and everyone kind of lost their minds over it, and Go Vegan was trending on Twitter, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And weirdly, I went to this is really random, I went to a farm today.
What?
I know.
When? It's only 2:00.
I know. I feel really like strange today. It's like I've been at work and I've been to a farm and I've been. So basically, as part of my daughter's got, as you know, sort of bad anxiety, and there is a farm nearby that kind of work with young people with sort of mental health difficulties or things like that, who are struggling a bit, because obviously the animals are really calming and therapeutic.
Definitely. And
they teach them skills as well. So yeah, I was a bit worried that it was going to be a working farm, and it kind of is, but it's different. It's not like a big commercial enterprise.
Yeah.
Sort of turned up, had to force my daughter into wellies, like what 15-year-old wants to be seen in wellies, but thank God she did, because it was so muddy. And it was just really random. This lovely guy's like showing us round, and he was basically saying, you can go on to once you've done some days there, you can go on to do like a diploma, which then leads to like learning. But it was learning like basically about farming. So I was
I'm so surprised that this has happened.
I know. So I was like, it's great. What? So I was like, we're both vegan. And he kind of looked at me a bit like, oh, right, okay. Probably thinking, well, why on earth are you here then? I mean, basically, I don't think anyone had properly explained it to us. We just thought, let's just go along and see what it's like.
Yeah.
But anyway, the woman that runs it, she keeps a lot of them as pets. So a lot of them stay. And I did sort of say, what happens to, the male calves? And he's like, oh, yes, they will be sent on. And I'm thinking, sent on?
Oh, my
I know,
gosh.
I know. So
it
was it was kind of lovely to be with the animals. I mean, these cows, I have never seen anything so big in my life. They are huge.
I literally just want to sit in a field of cows. That is just my dream.
I know, it was so lovely. Like, I was trying not to take over because my daughter's quite shy, and I'm just there going, oh, hello. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, sorry, you go. The pigs and the cows and sheep, and it was lovely, and just kind of stroked them and stuff. But it was a bit of a sort of an ethics debate going on in my mind, because I'm like, but obviously this, linking it back to the dairy program, I think now we have to admit we haven't watched it, have we, Molly? Because we just can't put ourselves through it at the moment.
I think we both are aware of what happens, and I feel like these programs, maybe we should watch it, maybe we should sort of re-educate ourselves and actually understand where and what is happening. When
I spoke to Juliette Galatly from Viva a while ago, she said, that us vegans should watch all these things like Hogwood, so that we can, encourage others to watch them. But I'm just not, I don't know. I think obviously someone like Juliette, she goes into slaughterhouses and factory farms and all sorts. I just couldn't do it. I would literally have nightmares, and I would be just a mess afterwards. So I don't think I can watch. I just can't put myself through it. But give it a watch if you kind of feel you can do it.
But also it kind of just like from our reaction, it just shows how barbaric it is, and the dairy industry is, and you know, people are so unaware of it still to today. And what was it? I think the farm was like a red tractor. Approved. Red tractor approved farm, and still, you know, this is horrible things are happening.
I think we all like to imagine that they're running around in the grass and feeding their calves, and then we'll just, you know, borrow a little bit of milk for us humans, but it's really not like that. And anything commercially viable is on such a huge scale, and there is so much suffering. I mean, I know it's pigs, not dairy, but when I spoke to Dr. Alice Brough a while ago, if you want to have a listen, scroll back through the episodes, you know, she was saying about the pigs, like these were like free range organic farms that she was going to, that were pumping them full of, you know, antibiotics, and they were still quite shocking conditions that they're living in, even when it's supposedly, you know, kind of the best.
It's just a logo at the end of the day, isn't it? And I think it's just the minimal checkpoints or checklist that you have to have. And you know, they're giving these logos out willy-nilly, and I think that more people need to be aware of the truth.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the farmers kind of fought back, didn't they, and said this was, you know, not the standard. But unfortunately, I mean, lameness, mastitis, which is where
What is lameness? I've seen this. I'm not really sure what lameness is.
So it's like when they get sort of a bad foot or a bad leg.
Right, okay.
I think with sort of larger animals like horses and stuff as well, often, you know, it can't be easily treated. So they can't suffer a lot.
It's probably just because they're standing in one place and, you know.
Well, yeah, in this case, it's because they're on hard floors so much, you know, being milked. They're not sort of out on the soft grass.
Yeah.
Frolicking around like we hoped they would be. So, yeah, it's definitely a good reason to give up dairy, and I know it can be hard at first, but once you've done it honestly, you just never look back, do you? It tastes so sour. It's like, ugh.
I can't even imagine it, and it's just sounds gross. To me, it's very thick, and it's very I don't know, just not very nice to me anymore at all. And it is crazy just how your taste buds change, and you know, taste buds grow anyway, but you will learn to just forget about it, and you know, you'll enjoy new things. And look at me with my vegan cheese.
Exactly. Yeah, have a listen to our pre-Christmas episodes if you're worried about giving up cheese, because that is a big barrier, I think, isn't it, to going vegan? It's like, but what about cheese? And you see people going, just eat the cheese, life is too short. But it's like, actually, it's not really that sort of great when you're thinking about where it actually comes from, out of a cow's udder. And
exactly. And there's so many other things that you can do. Do you know what? Oh my gosh, I forgot to say. I had a pizza on the weekend. There's this new place that's just opened by me in Bedminster. I think it's Bedminster. Anyway, it's called Pizza is Lovely, and they specialize in sort of Detroit style deep pan pizzas. Amazing. When I say the best vegan cheese ever, I think I said this last week, and I said about my homemade pizza. It knocks it out the water. There's this one man who I've seen him on the Bristol vegan groups a few times, and he's kind of been working on his vegan cheese recipe for literally years. When I first went on there, he was sort of showcasing it and asked for reviews and stuff. But this pizza, oh my gosh, it's like a rectangle pizza, and then all on the side it's got like the crispy cheese, and he just does the most amazing toppings. Everything just tastes amazing. It's so good.
Oh god, I am literally like dribbling here.
And gluten-free as well, and gluten-free.
Amazing. amazing.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I had a vegan Domino's and it was so disappointing.
I had a vegan Domino's the other month and I was just like, oh, why have I just done this?
What a waste of money. It was so dry and there was hardly any cheese on it. And it's like, oh, what's the point? It was just, it wasn't good. Going back to the true cost of milk, the cows are now forced to produce 40% more than they were 30 years ago. So
that's just ridiculous.
I know.
Surely one body can't keep up with that demand. They're eventually just going to die of exhaustion, and
they end up in the slaughterhouse, and they're just not. Yeah, it's horrible. Don't have dairy anymore. Encourage everyone to give it up. But it's really good that was on mainstream, primetime TV. So brilliant exposure. Well, shall we talk about our reviews this week then?
Yes, let's go.
So Linda McCartney launched some new stuff for January last month. Loads of stuff, actually. Pulled pork rolls, mini sausage rolls, chorizo cocktail sausages, katsu chicken bites, and then some burgers and meatballs and sausages. So we sampled the katsu chicken bites, which are £2.50, the cocktail sausages, which are £1.75, and you found the burgers, didn't you? I didn't manage to find them.
Yes, I did.
So what did you think of the katsu chicken bites?
They were very tasty. I don't think I can eat them now because we got them, I think we tried them before we were off. But yeah, they were really tasty. Quite a subtle taste of katsu. I think it wasn't, I sort of imagined it would be like, what are those things when you've got the garlic sauce in the middle of it? It's like a chicken wrapped in.
Oh, like a,
what's the word? Kiev, that's what it is, a Kiev. Oh, bloody hell. In my head, I thought it was going to be like little mini Kievs, but it was kind of like seasoned fake meat in katsu sauce. But they were really tasty, good for picnics and stuff and snacking in the house. What did you think?
I really liked these. Bit too much. They're a bit too addictive. Yeah. It's like, oh, just one more.
Yeah, they're made from soy, but they have got wheat on them, obviously, because of the crumb that they're coated in. But very, very good.
What about the mini sausages, cocktail sausages?
So, do you know Linda McCartney sausages? They're a little bit different to other ones, aren't they? They're kind of a bit more texturous.
They are. Yeah,
I don't know what they are.
Spot them, can't you?
Yeah, they're good though. I do really like them. I seen a funny meme the other day and it was something like, your vegans need to remember who was here for you 10 years ago and no one else was, and buy a Linda McCartney sausage every once in a while.
Yeah, the brand's been around for a while, hasn't it? They were kind of pioneers in these things. But yeah, the cocktail sausages are basically the same as the bigger ones, but smaller, aren't they?
Yeah, I really like them. I love a cocktail sausage. I don't know what it is. It's the child in me. I just love them. Bit too addicting though. I can just eat. If I open the pack, I'm just there and I've eaten them all.
Yeah, definitely something for picnics once the sun finally heats up a bit. I'm so over winter. Well, the other thing that we reviewed, and again, this is meat replacement, but this is really cool. It's a German food tech startup that's now available in the UK. And it's called Greenforce. So the website's greenforce.com. And they're like mixes, aren't they? So there's a mince, there's a burger, there's a meatballs, and there's a sausage mix. Oh, and we had fish cakes.
We had fish cakes as well. I wasn't at first I didn't really know what to make of the brand. I think it's a really, really good idea. They sort of targeted waste, and it was just kind of use what you can or use what you need. And they've got a long shelf life. I started off with the fish cakes, and when I was doing it, I was kind of like, I don't think I'm going to like this. There was just something about it. So I did add a little bit of extra garlic powder and a bit of dill. But once it was cooked, it was so tasty. I think it's pea protein, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically like a powdered mix. And then you add water, don't you, to make it almost into like a I want to say dough, but it's not a dough. It's like a sausage mix, isn't it? Or
yeah, and you leave it in the fridge and then it swells up.
yeah, but it doesn't take long, does it? It's only like
half an hour. I think we left it, and then you just put it in a pan and fry it. You sort of mold it, which is quite fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It feels like you're sort of making it from scratch. But what's brilliant about this is that you can get it and stick it in your cupboard and forget about it, and then when you're like, you've got nothing fresh, or for people with not much freezer space, because not everyone has like massive chest freezers that they can load up.
No. And there's lots of packaging as well, isn't there, on sort of a lot of meat stuff these days. You've got the quite bulky plastic.
Exactly.
So these ones, they're literally in just little sachets. Well, I say little sachets, pouches, really.
Yeah, they're like sort of paper pouches, aren't they? Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I loved it, actually. The fish cakes, they had a lovely firm texture to them. The sausages we loved in my household, they say bratwurst style, but to me they tasted just like normal sausages, because I don't really like bratwurst, like German sausage.
Did you just have to make them bigger? I think that's what it was, because I thought a similar thing, but yeah, I thought they were just kind of tasted like normal vegan sausage. Still very tasty though.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is you can make them whatever size you like, so you could do cocktail sausages, make loads.
Oh my god. I'm living my cocktail sausage dream.
We're turning into sausages. I mean, they're not cheap. They're $4.99 a pack. But you get, what would you say, sort of 6 good sized sausages
with and then what was it, the mince, I'd say you probably get about 2 servings worth from that. So it does sort of work out perhaps the same as other like meat alternatives and stuff, but as I said, there's not really got a sell by date on it as sort of quick as what the other ones do. And plastic free. I think the pouches are paper, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd definitely buy these again. The other thing that we tried, such a hard life, Molly. Ben and Jerry's salted caramel brownie ice cream, which is around £5. So again, not the cheapest product in the world, but I get it when it's on offer. Do you?
Always on offer, or club card.
Oh yeah, love a bit of club card action.
Love a bit of club card. I'm such an old lady.
Well, it's terrifying now if you forget it, isn't it? Because now they sort of take the money off. You're like, I've got it on
my phone.
Oh, get you.
I know.
This is organised.
Yep. I will never not have my club card.
What do you mean?
Other supermarkets are available.
Yeah, do you have an app or something then?
There's an app. Yeah, and you can get all your vouchers on there.
Oh, I need to do this. Okay.
Yeah.
Put it on my to-do list along with buy an air fryer and go to Bristol and eat all the amazing food that you've been eating. But yeah, salted caramel brownie, yum. I mean, it's just got everything in there. It's got chocolate, it's got caramel, it's got that salty hit.
Brownie.
Sweet. I mean, yum. It's, really, really good comfort food for when you're feeling really fed up with everything and winter and
Definitely. Do you know what though? I just really want someone to do like a really fruity, like raspberry ripple. I feel like maybe Marks and Spencer's have a raspberry ripple ice cream, but I just want like a fruity flavour. As much as I love sort of like salted caramel and that, I feel like it's kind of I've had it now, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think Ben and Jerry's have launched a Sundays range, and there is a vegan one.
Yes, they have. What is it? The berry, I think it might be called like Berrylicious or something.
Yeah. So, perhaps we should try that one next.
Yeah. Okay. If we must.
Well, we've had some lovely comments and questions from you this week. You can email us at simplyvegan@anthem.co.uk if you'd like to ask us anything, or if you'd like us to pass your questions to professional nutritionists and doctors at the Plant-Based Health Professionals. But we're answering this week's questions. We had a lovely picture of some tempeh ribs following our tempeh challenge from Andy Farrell. He adapted a recipe he got off YouTube from the Buddhist chef. Haven't heard of the Buddhist chef before, so I'll have to check them out. And amalgamated it with a couple of others. That's what we like, bit of experimentation. But
the best.
Looked really nice in the picture, like proper barbecue ribs, like the what are they called, Wagamama ones.
Yeah, they looked so good. Again, I've still not been able to get any tempeh But when I do eventually get some, I feel like this is what I'm going to make. They looked so tasty, really saucy. Yeah, very, very tasty.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. And then we had another email from Jamie Kinghorn, who said they are a long-time listener, first-time emailer, love the show and love the new twice weekly format. Hooray! And they like running to the podcast, which is great.
Oh, amazing.
Jamie was asking whether we had any shop bought or homemade vegan snacks for before or during a run, because Jamie uses energy gels at the moment and would prefer something more whole food, plant-based. Do you go running, Molly, or is it not really your thing?
No, I don't go running. I tried for a bit, but I don't know. It's not for me. I'm more yoga kind of HIIT classes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I still really struggle with kind of like post-workout stuff. I tend to do exercise when I finish work. So I will do it and then I'd have my dinner.
Yeah, everyone has their thing, don't they? And I always hated running, was always rubbish at it. But when I had my son and I was living in Bristol, he was so fast at running off that I thought I need to like get fit so I can run after him. So I know it's so random. So I joined this running club and I loved it. It was all women and just everyone was really supportive and we'd have a really good laugh.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I loved it. It was actually one of the worst things about leaving Bristol because I just didn't want to leave my running club. But yeah, I kind of got better at it, just starting slow. Like I'd run, walk. And then we, do like hill training and stuff. But I've always had to do, which is what annoys me most about running. I can't run unless I'm doing all the core work. I don't know why.
Right.
But if I just go out for a run and I haven't been doing core work or strength training, then I just get loads of niggles, like sort of hip pain and knee pain.
It's all connected, isn't it? You've all got your core is literally your core. Like it helps everything, and running especially.
Yeah. So I did actually I haven't, since moving down here, I've done less running. But I did do a park run the other week, which I was quite pleased with. And I did it, I was just over half an hour, which apparently is an okay time. Don't ask me, I'm not very good with timings and stuff. But I do love running. It does sort of give me a bit of an endorphin boost. And I think it's all about high energy carbs, isn't it? Like before a run. I mean, I don't tend to eat. I tend to just go out. But if you do need something, I'd probably go for like a banana or some porridge if it's in the morning, just not a huge bowl, because that's sort of slow release energy, isn't it? Perhaps with some berries for sugar. Overnight oats is a good one. Small energy balls or even pretzels dipped in hummus, bit of carb loading. Yeah, or I tend to have, like, if I, after a run or any exercise, actually, I tend to go for a smoothie, sometimes with a bit of protein powder, although I have, everything's sort of gone off the boil this winter, I'm going to be honest. So I don't need the extra sort of protein powder or anything like that.
Do you know what? I got some protein powder recently and I found I have it in my porridge and it does just sort of see me through until like lunchtime and stuff, because I was just being so hungry, like having breakfast early and then going through to lunch and then I'd be snacking, but with only just a little bit, it does kind of just bulk me out a little bit.
Oh, that's good. Oh, perhaps I should start doing that then. Anyway, well, thanks so much for listening. And don't forget to leave us a review on your platform of choice. We love to hear from you. Follow us on Instagram at Simply Vegan Podcast. On Thursday, I'll be chatting to the Little London Vegan, who will be talking about eating on the go and traveling. Travel. Now that we can do things again and hopefully all restrictions are being lifted. So she's brilliant. Follow her on Instagram. She's always out trying all these amazing meals.
I know. I'm so jealous. Whenever I see her page, I'm just, hungry.
Yeah. She always looks so happy and radiant and she's just got all this amazing food in front of her. It's like, wow. So, and then Molly and I will be back next Tuesday.